Donald Trump released what could very well be his most fascinating policy proposal to date. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video today. It is time that we talk about the 2024 presidential election. Because everyone, Donald Trump, late last night, revealed what could very well be his most impactful policy proposal to date. That is right. I said that. And I know people are going to say, but the border wall, but the, stopping the endless wars in the Middle East, etc. Those are big. Don't get me wrong. Those are impactful, big, huge, whatever. But when you really look at it, America has a higher education problem, quote unquote education. And Donald Trump has just proposed something that could very well fundamentally change how higher education works in the United States. But first, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So let me be clear, alright? Like I said, you can make the argument that the border wall is a more impactful thing, whatever, fine. But I personally believe, of everything Trump has proposed, especially for a second term, this reform to higher education is the biggest. I mean, the title says it all. Trump wants to build a free online university and make Harvard pay for it. He is essentially saying he wants free university, but not in the way Bernie Sanders is pushing. Instead of every university being free. And again, I think that the prices are insane. There's no reason for it to cost as much as it does. Trump is proposing, from everything I've seen, an online university funded by the US government that would be free and would help with basic degrees. And the article says it better, so let's get into it. Donald Trump wants to revolutionize higher education if elected president, which I think is one of the most important issues of next year. Because the past month, we have seen what has really happened in these campuses. I mean, look at it. You have Jewish students hiding in fear because you have hundreds of pro-Palestinian, even pro-Hamas people banging at the door saying, "Let us in, we want to talk to these students, these Jewish people." And people are finally waking up to, wait a minute, Jewish students are getting harassed by people that are pro-Palestine? Wait a minute, this is not in like the Middle East, this is right here in America? In our campuses? Yes. And people, after so many years of it being exposed, people are finally starting to realize these universities need much more reform than we originally expected. Not just wokeness, but, hey, these people are being taught to be anti-American, pro-terrorist, pro-communist. It's like, what? What's going on here? In a new campaign policy video, he is pledging to do so by creating a federally funded online university that awards free degrees. One where wokeness or jihadism are not allowed. You heard that right. A federally funded university that awards free degrees. Now, I don't know what degrees they're offering. I doubt it's for everything. But I believe the article does say later about it's for the federal government or jobs for contractors. which I wish there was a bit more detail, but it probably does say, so let's continue. Trump's latest policy proposal proposes taxing large private university endowments to pay for a new institution called the American Academy. The school would grant credit to prospective students for past coursework and use those credentials to apply for jobs with the U.S. government and federal contractors, according to plans shared in advance with Politico. So, excuse me, it is for federal people in the U.S. government, federal contractors. I wonder if it includes, like, okay, basic stuff such as possibly plumbing, which I don't know about that one, but I'm just saying, like, are they just talking about, like, basic, government work? And can this stuff transfer? There are some questions that I think they should answer or be more detailed on, because so far, like, I agree with it, but it's like, is it just for jobs with the U.S. government, or is it for, like, outside the government? Just, it's an example. So, want a bit more clarity on that one, but I think it's a great start to say there is an alternative path for people to get a degree. Trump's policy proposal comes as U.S. institutions, including top universities, have come under political scrutiny, most recently for the response to the deadly attack on Israel by Hamas, and even vowed to pull future donations to schools for muddled or muted statements, or for allowing pro-Palestinian speakers on campus. It's one thing if it was pro-Palestinian speakers. That's not what everybody's mad about. People are mad about Jewish students being harassed. I mean, there's like 50 losers surrounding this one Jewish student and saying, shame, shame, shame. That's what's making people pissed off about this. I mean, this is not like 1930s Germany. This is 2023 in America. People are just saying, oh, it's because pro-Palestinian speakers. No. It's because Jewish students are being targeted at these campuses, and they're not doing anything about it. We spend more money on higher education than any other country, and yet they're turning our students into communists and terrorists and sympathizers of many, many dimensions. Trump is right. I mean, why is it? You notice this? A lot of people that go to these universities, they may be liberal leaning beforehand. But why do nearly, let's just say a quarter, all right? I don't know what the number is. Just say a quarter. They turn out the exact same. Super far left, anti-American, pro-communist, vote nearly the exact same, have nearly the exact same beliefs. It's like a quarter. It's like, wait a minute here. You're telling me they went into university maybe not being progressives, or maybe they more liberal leaning, fine. But a quarter of them turn out to be full-blown communist? Like, nearly the exact same? Have the same exact habits? It's like, hey, wait a minute here. What happened? Like, what's going on here? Trump campaign officials said they have yet to decide who would run the American Academy, but said they would look to include private sector resources, and they pointed to several potential models, including oversight by an existing government agency, a presidentially appointed board or commission, or a publicly funded private entity. Using the federal government to create an entirely new educational institution aimed at competing with the thousands of existing schools would drastically reshape American higher education. Good! That is a good thing. I mean, what's the negative to all of this? For one, it's not every university will be free, so it wouldn't cost $5 trillion. And second of all, it just offers some degrees. For everything I'm seeing, it's just, basic, 1-2 year degrees for like trades or whatever. And that could potentially be used to transfer. I don't see the negative to this. Trump would likely need to sell Congress on his plan, in his proposal, Trump calls for supporting the new educational institution by taxing wealthy endowments, which has long been a favorite target of conservatives. Trump's 2017 tax law for the first time imposed a 1.4% levy on the investment income of the nation's wealthiest private universities. In 2022, 58 institutions paid a total of $244 million in tax under the law. Good. I think it should be more than 1%. I mean, this money clearly doesn't go to students because, for one, the prices have just skyrocketed. And number two, the money just disappeared. That's a big thing. People just want to know, where are these endowments going to? Are they just like getting pocketed? AKA, yeah, they are. But it's like, why shouldn't we tax it? Even if it's just 5%. There's no reason to be against taxing these private endowments. The idea represents a political volley by the former president on a policy field where the current president has tried to make inroads. Biden's administration officials have pursued various debt relief efforts, including by offering help to Americans who have debt from college but don't have a degree. Those borrowers tend to have relatively smaller amounts of debt than those who complete college, but they're more likely to struggle to repay it. But again, nobody supports that. Nobody supports this crap of, oh, you agreed to a $500,000 loan, which is egregious, mind you. But at some point, it's like, you agreed to it. And I understand, I'm not one of those traditional boomer cons that said, well, you gotta pay for it, you signed it. But it's like, you did sign it. It's like, how is it fair to those that paid off their debts or didn't have any debts? Why is it fair to them when they actually get punished for being on time with payments? Well, those that, are deep in debt, they could theoretically get off scot-free. That's a problem people have with it. Trump, likewise, is targeting the more than 40 million Americans who have some college but never completed their degree. His proposal calls for granting various types of credentials, including degrees, that are accepted by the federal government and its contractors. In his video, he said the American Academy would award credit for the past coursework and give students the opportunity to complete their education for free. So free college, but in a very specific manner for one institution. I think a lot of people can get behind this. Because if it's just basic stuff like, a 2-year degree in like business or something, what's the negative? That person could then transfer to a separate university and finish a 4-year degree if he really wants to. In contrast with Joe Biden's plan for free college, which is to essentially wipe out hundreds of billions of dollars of student loan debt, this is a different way. It is. It's not going to cost $5 trillion or whatever Biden wants to spend. It will cost honestly, how much would it cost to run this? I don't think that much. If it's one university and it's limited stuff, maybe like $1 billion. Again, I don't know for certain, but earlier this year, Trump called for new accreditation standards for colleges and universities and proposed removing diversity, equity, and inclusion administrators and promoting the defense of the American and Western civilization and school curriculum. But that's just the start of it. Because while that's important, people still need to have a other option. Because it's ridiculous how much this costs to go to. It's good to have not only, forcing these schools and universities to change their curriculum to something pro-American, not anti-American, you get what I'm saying. But also, there should be an alternative for people to get a degree that would have cost, say, $30,000 at an average university. I'm just an example. But if they go to here for 2 years, then go to the university, it could be cut down to like $15,000 or something. But either way, folks, I think this was a very solid proposal from Trump. I really do think this is one of his best proposals to date. So I hope it gets implemented. I hope other Republicans follow suit. There's no reason to be against it. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.